God was really weaving all of these different things together throughout our life. I mean, my wife's had a bout with Crohn's disease, and that prohibited her from a lot of different types of health coverage because of that pre-existing condition, even though by the time that we got married, she was healing, her body was healing, and she was close to remission and things like that. As our family wanted to grow numerically, it becomes more expensive. And Christina would always be denied through my health coverage because of that pre-existing condition.
But the Lord has been really, really good because my Crohn's disease, He has healed me. I have not had any flare-ups, nothing for the past 5, almost 6 years. And so but in the insurance world, they don't care. It's in my past, and so they don't care how I'm doing right now. They're not going to insure me. So I was going to apply for a government insurance that was for people with pre-existing conditions. And literally the moment I was eligible, they quit it. They were not taking any more applicants. So at that point, I was like, what am I going to do? I have no other options at this point. Like I said, I could not be on my husband's insurance because they denied me. And I had a friend that actually said, hey, there is something called, healthcare sharing.
So we signed our whole family up for it. And it's just been phenomenal. Like I said, the encouragement is probably one of the coolest things to experience, where we are connecting with people that we don't know, but the only bond that we share is Christ. And we're able to help them out. They're able to help us out in our times of need. And it's just kind of a phenomenal way to live out true New Testament Christianity that we see displayed in the book of Acts, especially, and things like that, where this is what God intended for the church.
So shortly after we joined as a family, I got pregnant, and then I started I published my need that I was pregnant, and then started the whole process of filling out the application, and I had to then, of course, call my hospital, my doctors, to see how much it was going to cost. Trying to get the best rate possible. I have to admit, I'm not very assertive. I'm one of those that's just kind of like, okay, type of person. But it was a good thing to be like, you know what, I want to try to get the best deal for this since Samaritan members are going to be paying for this. I want to make sure that we are getting the best deal at our hospitals and with my doctor and so forth.
When you're a part of Samaritan Ministries, the first thing you got to go out and do when you have a need like a pregnancy is go get the initial invoice without insurance, which means that baby is going to cost, for us, it was around $20,000 to deliver this baby boy. That number hits you like a Mack truck, and it's kind of a shocking thing to see that actually written out on paper, that you would theoretically have to pay. But by the grace of God and by us connecting with Samaritan Ministries, we were able to not have to pay a single dollar out of our pocket. And after we went to the doctors and worked with them on discounts because we were going to be paying out of pocket, we were able to slash that $20,000 bill down to just over $4,000. But like I said, we didn't have to pay a dime because all of that $4,000 was given to us from Samaritan members. And thus, we didn't have to pay anything. And we were able to be great beneficiaries of that incredible blessing.
And it was just very, very encouraging. And I think the first couple cards that I got and checks, I came inside and I just had tears in my eyes, like this. And I would run to Brett, my husband, and be like, "Look at this! We got our first ones!" And I was just overwhelmed, just very excited.
And as I started seeing the benefits and the encouragement that she was getting from the letters that we were receiving from Christians across the country, and seeing how we were able to help others, I mean, it was incredible. My wife would get a letter in the mail, and I'd come downstairs and see her crying, just excited about what God is doing with sharing these funds through Christian health sharing. And I thought, man, this is just, I don't know, I couldn't still wrap my head around. I thought this is still too good to be true.
I think the one thing that I love the most about Samaritan is sending my money to another Christian that is in need. It's, it's not just another bill. It's not sending it a premium to a health insurance where you have no idea where that money's going to. This, I have a physical name. I have someone that says, Johnny broke his arm, and I can have my daughter color a picture for Johnny because he broke his arm. Knowing that it's going towards another sister or brother in Christ, that's the thing I love the most. Yes, I loved when I received shares from other members during my maternity, but I actually look forward each month to seeing, okay, who do I get to send this to?
When I reflect on Samaritan Ministries, the biggest thing that stands out to me is that we, as a body of believers, are living out New Testament Christianity. This idea that Samaritan has adopted from the book of Acts should permeate all parts of our lives, not just health sharing. And it has a profound impact on people like me and my wife, who are just great. We were greatly blessed by it, but at the same time, we get to partake in blessing others with whatever God has given us. We are able to share with the body, and there's no greater joy than to build the body up in that way and to partake in what God is doing.
You need to pray about it, and you need to feel peace from God that this is the direction you want for your family. But go for it. I mean, I've shared things on even Facebook before. Hey, everyone out there, this is amazing. This is something where God can use you to minister to other people. And if again, read through all the information. If there's anything that you are just have a question about, I have talked to Samaritan members in their office several times asking questions. And what about this? And they are very, very helpful to answer your questions, especially if you are considering it. They're there to help you and guide you through it. And I would say just take a leap of faith and see how God can use you in this ministry. Because again, it's not just about getting. It's, I think, where the greatest blessing comes from giving to people, and see how God is going to bless you in that effort.
God is sovereign. He is in control over everything, and there are no surprises to him. So whatever problem may come your way, you have to believe that he's going to take care of you because he says he will. And he's put Samaritan in place for that very reason, to be able to help you through those situations.